This is 100% true. And a quick story time. Good morning, good evening, good. Regarding how I got started is a writer and copy editor and all the crazy jobs that I've had over the years, editing textbooks and things like that. It begins in, I believe, 1999 when Star Wars The Phantom Menace came out. I was about 11 years old, and I remember very vividly sitting in a movie theater and watching it and thinking I could write better dialogue than this. I'm very serious. My snotty ass 10 or 11 or 12-year-old self was just like, yeah, no. So that's where this all kind of begins for me. I began writing short stories, I began writing poems, I began entering them into contests starting when I was in high school. I started taking some writing classes outside of school in addition to school, trying to give myself some additional learning because I went to a elementary school that didn't really prize education as much as you would like. But that's a story for another time. But so because it was quite a while before I even learned how to read, I took some additional writing classes and I just threw myself into reading. I started reading really heavily when I was in 4th grade, and not before that. I didn't really know how to read. But from high school, I started writing. I wrote constantly. It was one of my favorite hobbies. It was one of the ways that I processed things the best. I would incorporate things I was learning into things I was writing in school, and that's how I was able to remember it and know it. I started, it's funny because initially in college, I was majoring in psychology and literature. Initially was, psychology was to fund my writing habit, and then in grad school, writing was to fund my psychology habit because I was getting more jobs as a copy editor while I was in grad school. So that is how things kind of got kicked off. There's obviously more, in detail stories to be told about the business itself, but I think that's enough for right now. If you like this, like it, and there will be more. Thank you for listening.